bounces if the ball was not caught.
Now, the ball was a Spalding, right? S-P-A-L-D-I-N-G, right?
Pronounced S-P-A-L-D-E-E-N, Spalding.
Where did that come from?
Yeah. Spalding.
I don't know.
Is that why those balls would get cut, right? Because they hit the edge of the stoop, and that's why they got. It wasn't real hard. It was
soft, the color of bubble gum, and it had a little bit of almost like an orange peel feel to it. And then you had the more expensive ball. That was 25 cents. If you went up to 27, you got the Pensy Pinky. That was the deluxe model. That had the real smooth finish on it. But the Spalding for throwing a curveball and stickball was more effective because it had a little rough edge to it.
No stitches, but
and then they had the egg ball too, which is 10 cents. And when you hit that with a stickball bat, it would go oblong.
Like this one.
Yeah. Now, when you're out there trying to catch a ball, it would come at you. It wouldn't be an optical illusion. It would actually flatten out, and the ball would be horizontal. And it was hard, you know. You'd have your hands like this, but the ball was going back and forth.
You're not going to believe it. Steve has stats about stickball, I think.
I got my start. I got my start keeping stats for stickball.
I got to get this in, Al.
I think regardless of the brand name, the Spaldings or the Pensy Pinky, I think every one of those balls was created with a magnet inside, and the opposite polarity was in the nearest sewer. Anytime the ball started rolling toward a sewer, you'd say, no way that ball can get in that sewer, and it always did.
Dave, what did you want to get in?
My specialty was playing stickball against the wall when you had the box that you chalked in, or you used leaves and you drew the box against the wall. And it's kind of like supervision. They didn't adjust the box for each batter. So if you had a little guy in there, if you threw like I did, the box would be way above his shoulder level, and you threw an overhand curveball, and the ball would loop down and get into the box, and it would still be above the guy's shoulder, sometimes above his head. That was a strike. And
I like that.
If there were any disputes, you just took the ball, if it hit the line, and you held it up to the umpire, Steve, and you said, look, here's the chalk mark, or here's the leaf mark.
Let's bring that back.
No disputes. The unadjustable strike zone.
Can you imagine Jim Kaat, like at 15 years old, you know, before anyone knows what he's going to become, and he goes into this local neighborhood wiffle ball game? Jim, what games did you play?
Oh, I think we played regular baseball, but with with so many Weatherbird stamps, you could get a baseball, the cover would come off, and you use the old rolls of friction tape just to keep that ball in play. But for the most part, growing up in a small country town, I think I had 8 kids.
What town was that?
Zeeland, Michigan. 8 kids, including myself, that from the time we were 7 would play baseball every day, and I was the only left-hander. So our games were, the pitcher's hands are out. So you had 4 players. You had an outfielder and a pitcher and a couple of infielders, and then you ran from home plate straight across the diamond to second base and back. That was a run. And if you threw the ball into the pitcher on the mound and he got the ball before you got to the base, you were out. Pitcher's hands out, and you had to hit the ball to left field. That helped my hitting, because in hitting you have to keep your shoulder in, and I had to hit the ball left field. If I hit it to right, I was out because I was the only left-handed kid. But we'd play that for a couple hours, then go down and get a little bottle of Barge's root beer put a sack of Planters peanuts in there, and kick back for about a half hour, and then go play for 3 or 4 more hours. Right. I think that's what kids today miss, playing baseball that way. That's where you really develop a lot of the skills you need to play this game.
You put the peanuts in the root beer?
Oh yeah, tasty.
Oh, wow. Dave, you got to come back. I mean, you're the native New Yorker. We've got people who may be watching this rain delay with us. Maybe they haven't had an egg cream ever, and as long as we're in this New York state of mind, the Frank Torrey, Joe Torrey, you, Stupo, all that stuff, the correct recipe for the egg cream would be?
Fox's You Bet chocolate syrup.
Well, what if I don't have Fox's You Bet? Can I
then you're behind the 8 ball already. You cannot use Bosco. You got to have Fox's You Bet chocolate syrup.
And what do you do with it?
About a little less than about a fifth of the glass. You pour the chocolate in. Then you'd pour a little milk in, maybe halfway, and the rest of it has to be seltzer water. Now, that's the empirical formula, but then you have to mix it up and stir it up, and then let the foam rise to the top. And that's the New York egg cream, but you got to start with the syrup. And you cannot make a vanilla egg cream because the milk will curd.
You can't have that before you play 9 innings. Boy, that's good.
Or strawberry is the one you can't make.
It's going to lay in your stomach like a rock, right? I mean, that's a dessert drink.
No, it's not that heavy. You could actually drink it on the bench between innings. I'm sure they have some.
All right, guys, take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Steve Palermo. We're going to go